Alright, today I'm going to talk about how I dehydrate my seeds and nuts. So the reason why we soak them and dehydrate them is because there are certain properties to seeds and nuts that actually the plant has so that it prevents us from properly digesting them, so they are essentially deposited with a nice little lump of fertilizer when they get all the way through your system. Well, these compounds in the plants are also very harmful to our gut and can bind to different minerals and pull them out of our bodies, and they can also punch holes in our gut wall. So one of the ways that you can try to eliminate some of those are by soaking and dehydrating the nuts and seeds. So what I'm making today is pumpkin seeds. This is one of our favorites. My kids absolutely love these, and they're really, really good on salads. Plus they're high in zinc, which is essential for a healthy immune system. So I have soaked them. Actually, last night all I did is I just threw in this big bowl and covered them with some filtered water from our Berkey, and I let them soak overnight while we slept. Now, there's different soak times for different nuts. I just put these in and let them go overnight because I was in a hurry and just wanted to do it quickly. So this is what they look like. They're all soaked. I put them in a strainer, and so the water has drained off. They're just a little damp, which is perfect to get the spices to stick. So then I take out my racks from my dehydrator. And I do this over my sink because it can get a little bit messy as far as the spices go. So I take this and I just put handfuls on evenly. And you want these to be able to lay flat so they get nice and dry. So I just put a couple of handfuls on, then I just rub it around with my hands so they're dispersed nice and evenly throughout the whole sheet. And you're going to need to use several sheets for these. And I did just get this bag of pepitas, or pumpkin seeds, at Trader Joe's. They're raw, they're really good. I also get them in the bulk section at my co-op, and then you can also find them on Amazon if you want to order them online. Now, the seasoning I'm going to use is per request of the kids. This week it's a taco seasoning that I get from my co-op. It's just a bunch of spices that they throw together. It's not full of MSG or any junk. It's just a really good taco seasoning. I get that in my bulk section. Trader Joe's also carries some spices too, or a taco seasoning that's pretty good. So it's got a little shaker top on. I just hold this over the sink so I don't get it all over the floor. And sprinkle it on. So it's nice and coated, if you can see that. It's looking nice and orange. Give it a little bit shake. And slide it right inside my dehydrator. Just repeat the process again. And then you just dry these until they're nice and crispy. And then I store them in the fridge in a big Ziploc bag. And I do this probably, well, it kind of depends. If my kids are really in the mood for them and are snacking on them a lot, I'll do it every week. But if I'm just using them in my salads and on top of soups, I will just do it every other week like I do with my beef jerky. So we go in spurts. You know how kids are. Sometimes they really, really prefer something, and then the next week they don't want it anymore. So you can also add sea salt to these to make them a little bit saltier. This taco seasoning has plenty, so I don't need to add any more. I have a recipe in my blog for another one that I make that has some turmeric in it and a little bit of spice. There we go. So basically, the most amount of work is just patting these seeds around. Pouring water on them last night took me just a few minutes. And then my dehydrator does all the work. So it's just that easy. It just takes a few minutes to do every week, and then we have some wonderful snacks, and you don't have to worry about buying nuts that have been sitting there rancid or that were heated. Or a lot of times what they do is when they roast the nuts, they'll dry roast them, or they'll roast them with another kind of oil, like a peanut oil or a sunflower oil or something that's all over the nuts. They'll add in processed iodized salt that's not good. So I like to buy them raw, soak them, dehydrate them, do it all myself. That way I know exactly what's in them. I know they're not going to come with rancid oils, and they're not going to be like moldy and icky. So this is how I do it. I put the cover on my dehydrator. Now I usually do this down in our laundry room, but that is being painted right now by my husband. He's listening to political talk radio. I didn't think you guys would want to hear that. So put that on, turn it on according to the dehydrator settings. On mine, nuts and seeds is about 135. So I just do that, and I keep coming back and testing them. You just test them by sticking your hand in, grabbing a few, popping them in your mouth. If they're nice and crispy, no moisture left, good to go. Put them in a Ziploc. I don't even seal the Ziploc. I just put them in there and I just kind of roll it up, put it in the drawer with the vegetables, and then every time I make a salad, I remember to grab them. And perfect little snack.